What is up, you guys? My name is Marcellus, and today I have a cold, so there will be congestion, Marcellus, in this video. But I want to talk to you guys about episode 7 of Parasyte. Parasyte has really stepped it up for me. I like Parasyte. I think Parasyte is more... no, not my favorite anime of the season, but it's very enjoyable for me. Now, where do I want to start this off? Beginning of the episode, we meet Uda, and it's not, of course, the person that killed Izumi's mom. It's Uda, a dude that was attacked by a parasite and is in a very similar situation to what happened to Izumi, where the parasite did not get full control of his brain and only got a control of the lower half of his face, his mouth. So what happens is that the parasite attacks him. He falls into the ocean, and basically Parasyte decides, hey, I'd rather live than to be, to die with this host, basically. So he saves Uda and gets control of the bottom half of his mouth. Later on, Izumi explains what happened to him and his situation of what happened to his mother and his dad, presumably, since, Uda's crying for him. And I thought that was cool because finally Izumi meets somebody that, basically has the same kind of situation as him. Not necessarily, because Izumi's turned into a badass, Uda's a little bitch. Hopefully we get to see Uda again sometime. It's also cool to see another parasite that failed and is building a relationship with his host, because of course you cannot live with somebody basically and not have a relationship with them. So it was cool to see that. Another thing, when basically he asked Maki, does it seem like a regular human? I thought that was weird for him because you don't want to make it seem too suspicious. Again, the police are looking for crazy people and people that are supposedly seeing these monsters, and he's going to go and ask a girl that he just met, does it seem like a regular human? So that was odd. But after that, Migi and Izumi have a very important talk where Migi is basically like, I can separate myself. I can, distribute myself, but the more I do, the less intelligence they have, and I can't communicate with them more and more. So what he says, when he repaired your heart, basically, it was much stronger than what he expected, and there's pieces of him flowing throughout Izumi's body that he cannot communicate with, that have very low intelligence, but they're still flowing through his body. And Izumi, of course, like the smart thing, wonders if they're going to get to his brain. And Migi's basically like, doesn't matter, they don't have enough intelligence to, so are you scared? And Izumi's like, no, I'm not scared. So at this point, I thought we were not going to see the fight in this week's episode. But towards the end, basically Uda is looking out for Izumi, and he's like, hey, it's coming your way. It's in this town. And so he basically tells Uda, get the fuck out of there, because you cannot handle hand-to-hand combat with that thing, especially if it learns that the parasite inside of you failed. So he runs and basically leads her to a cliff. I don't know. Leads her to a cliff that looks like where he fell off of, and Migi falls asleep on Izumi. Basically falls into a 4-hour sleep that we learned about last week, and tells him, leaves him with a spear on his arm and says basically, you can run or you can fight this thing. So at this point, basically Izumi is fighting this thing one-on-one. Uda is taking out the game because the parasite inside of Uda was like, this thing's movements are very predictable, but yet it got stabbed in the heart. I was like, okay, dude, that's stupid. You died. You deserve to die. So when Izumi is facing this thing one-on-one, I'm like, okay, he is moving, avoiding all the attacks. This dude has all the powers of a parasite now without Migi being in full control of him. So Izumi's about to be a total badass. Before, Izumi and Migi were just fighting, and Migi would just move his hand. Now he's moving and has super abilities throughout his whole body. So that was cool. But basically, when the mother puts the arm up, and he's beating the mother's ass, when the mother put the arm up and sees the burn on her arm, basically Izumi cannot finish the job. And that's when Uda's parasite cuts his head off, and we learned that Uda's parasite moved all of its internal organs to the other side. So when it got stabbed in the heart, it just was like stabbing a beanbag. of course, with blood inside of it, and that's very vital. But you know, he didn't die. Uda didn't die. So hopefully we will get to see Uda again sometime. But at the end of the episode, we see that Uda and Izumi go their separate ways, and Izumi decides to go back to the city, and he leaves Maki, which kind of is weird because Maki wanted the dick and he didn't give it to her. But you know, Izumi returns to the girl that especially wants the dick, and he has the hair slicked back, and it's the Izumi that we've seen in the opening. So I'm pumped. I just want to see what this guy is like on an everyday. I don't think there will be another fight for a while, another 2 episodes maybe, but I want to see what he's like after this. So that's cool. The episode was great. Probably my favorite episode is Parasyte so far. Tell me what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. I hope the congestion didn't distract you guys too much, and I will see you guys later. Peace.